Of course, I'm upset about this Game 6 loss. How do you think I feel? A double play to end the game? 3-1, runners on second and third, no out. Bottom of the ninth, a chance to score the tying run at the very least. And we can't get it done. Clement takes a first pitch and pops it up, and then Barger hits into the double play. And what the hell is going on? Why do you just walk off second base? The ball was right in Kiki's Hernandez's glove. You could have just easily just touched second, stay on second, second and third, 2 outs, and then maybe a long single by Springer. Springer was up, and Springer had everything in his grasp. You could have pinch hit for Jimenez. You should have pinch hit for Jimenez. Somebody should have came up for Jimenez. And someone with a better brain than a monkey, I don't know why I said that, but you stay on second base, you wait, because nobody was moving, runner wasn't moving off third anytime soon. Turkey in the Straw was on third base. And Clement decides to take a bad pitch, and Barger ends up straying off second base to end the game. This is as bullshit as the obstruction call in 2013 with Will Middlebrooks and the Cardinals winning the game. And then the next game, Uehara with the pickoff, game over for the Bo Sox. This is a Game 6 that's supposed to be memorable for all the good times, especially in Toronto land. Winning the World Series in Atlanta with Dave Winfield's 2-run double in the 11th. Winning the game in 93 with Joe Carter's 3-run home run at home against the Phillies while we were down by 1. Dodgers were up 3-0. The Dodgers scored 1 inning out of 9. We shut them out 8 innings, and we cannot believe that the one fucking inning that the Los Angeles Dodgers scored in, the Dodgers scored 3 times, and we can't only score once. Yamamoto was good. I know it. Everyone knows it. Props to Yamamoto. We tried to get him the second time, and we couldn't. I'm actually shocked that he was yanked after 6 innings. I would have kept him in for a few more innings if I were the Blue Jays. Of course, I'm a Blue Jays fan. But you can't. You cannot. You will not have a better chance in the bottom of the ninth, second and third, 0 outs. Yes, that ball got stuck at the worst possible time, and people wish that ball had moved a millimeter to the right and kept rolling, and then we would have runner would have scored, and we would have had a triple by Barger. And then runner on third, no outs, sack fly, tie game. Okay, we'll see what extras bring. But the Dodgers score in 1 inning out of 9, and they freaking win the game. I am just pissed off. You know how I feel. And unusually it's 12:30 in the morning and I'm still up. Usually I'm in bed by now by 11 o'clock. Obviously, I have to stay for the World Series. And obviously, I was actually at a buddy's place in Brantford. And that's why I didn't stream. Blame it all you want. Blame the fact, hey, Jeff Diamond did not stream Game 6. What the hell is wrong with him? I decided to do the one thing I wanted to do in my life and be live and be at a friend's place and, mingle with other Blue Jay fans. And I didn't mingle that well. It's my social anxiety, but, I went to do the human thing. I went to do what good people do and hang out at an establishment. We almost went to an establishment, me and Bill, but we decided to save some money and all that. We bought some snacks for the group and some Lowenbrow, $25 later. It's no big deal. Good hospitality by Patrick and his wife, Patrick Hill and his wife. Props to them. I like their hospitality and all that. Nothing against them, nothing against the other people in the room, nothing against Bill. Yes, Bill decided to take away my Chinese takeout plate because, I had the plate and then I was just keeping it in my hands and all that. And Bill takes it away, and then that inning, the Blue Jays Dodgers score 3 runs. I could easily blame them, but I'm not. No, I don't. I really don't. The Blue Jays' anemic offense cost us. And you're saying they weren't anemic. They out-hit the Dodgers. Yeah, they out-hit the Dodgers 8-4. But like every freaking Leaf game, every freaking Leaf loss in the past 5 years, the Leafs badly outshoot their opponents and don't win the game. This is the Blue Jays. This is the Leafs all over again. The Blue Jays are supposed to have their inner Raptor, not their inner Leaf, but their inner Raptor, and they botched it. They botched a chance to win in 6, just like the other 2 years, and potentially have screwed up their chance for their 3rd World Series title without a botch. And we're giving the freaking title to the Florida fucking Marlins. The Marlins are 2-0 in the World Series, 1997 and 2003. The Blue Jays are supposed to be 3-0 and stick it up the Marlins' butt. But those pesky Marlin fans are going to be saying, oh, we're 2-0. We're the best MLB team in the World Series history. Pathetic. Well, winning percentage, yeah. The Marlins got in on stupid wild card technicality, and 2003 they got lucky thanks to the Steve Bartman incident, and basically every Cub fan blaming Steve Bartman and that asshole governor basically saying that Steve Bartman should be in jail or something. Like that asshole governor was in jail and cannot have his fucking hair dye. So that's his punishment. Fortunately, the Cubs decided to reach out to Steve Bartman when they won the title in 2016. That was good. No fans are to blame for this debacle and all that. That fan that ran on the field with an American flag. Why? I mean, Dodger fans, we were treating Dodger fans quite well in Toronto. If you're a Dodger fan, you have ruined it and all that. And, how Canadians react to it. But the fact of the matter is this is not good. I don't like this one freaking bit. And you can take it to the bank. I wore the same clothes and obviously all that. So now tomorrow I'm going to be wearing my Blue Jays light sweater with the 1993 Blue Jay cap. I mean, with my dad's baseball hat. Maybe I should have worn my dad's old baseball hat. But I'm like, this hat gave me 2 straight wins. You go with what you know and all that. The other people had superstitions too. So, But you know what? I can't stand it. I just can't stand this. A double play to end the game. And it's not the simple 6-4-3 double play or 6 or 4-6-3 or whatever, or 5-4-3. That's a different double play. If the game had ended with terrible, like the Blue Jays going down 1-2-3 in the 9th, then I'm not as fuming. But that is the worst possible way to lose a game in the bottom of the 9th. 2nd and 3rd, no outs. You have to get those runs across. The 2 runs tie the game. We lose in extras. Fair. I'll take it. But this can only mean bad. And we have Ohtani again tomorrow. That's for sure. Glasnow pitched the final outs. So it will be Ohtani versus Scherzer. Hopefully this time, Scherzer can basically prove to us why the hell we went to free agency. I went to pick him up in the trade deadline. Why we valued him. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but this is the biggest bullshit way to lose. And you think, as a Toronto sports fan, a Toronto Blue Jays fan, a Toronto Raptors fan, a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, not really a Toronto football fan, because the Argos, I abandoned the Argos because of the whole stupid thing about Doug Flutie leaving for the NFL. So I left the Alouettes. I left the Argos, and I'm like, screw it. I'm going to be an Alouettes fan. Stay in Eastern Canada. And the Alouettes are playing in 16 hours, I guess. They must be Winnipeg and then take down Hamilton to get to the Grey Cup. I would love to see that happen. But no. you would think, as a Toronto sports fan, I know when heartbreak's going to happen. When you're up 3-2, the Leafs have troubles with 3-2 leads, getting 3-2 leads in the first place. The Raptors have only botched one series when they've been up 3-2. The Blue Jays only botched one series when they're up 3-2. I know there's a game 7 tomorrow. I know, but it doesn't matter. It feels like this is going to be the accumulation of every Toronto choke job I've ever seen. I've seen lots of things happen, and I'm not ready to see a choke job. There will be a stream tomorrow. There will be a stream in 17 plus hours. I will stream. I will. I promise I would stream game 7 because Bill has to go away and no one's invited me to anything. So I'm going to be in my basement watching game 7. And I feel bad for the NHL fans, especially the Senators and Habs fans, because now you're going to lose key demographic numbers because now everyone in Canada will be watching game 7. So Ottawa and Montreal fans, like unless you multi-screen and all that, that's just a big rivalry between Ottawa and Montreal. Toronto, Philly, I don't give a rat's ass about. This is still early in the season. But I feel bad for the Senators and Habs fans because, Ottawa and Montreal is a big rivalry. They're going to lose fans and all that. You're not going to get 18,000 fans. Almost everyone's going to just leave and watch the Blue Jay game. I mean, Ottawa and Montreal will not move their game or whatever. But I'm just so pissed off. I am. I can't lose faith in the Blue Jays. I can't lose faith, but I have, in a sense. I went balls out for Halloween in a Toronto Blue Jays light blue shirt with my Blue Jays scarf and my Blue Jays flag and all that. Did I go too hard? Maybe I did. Maybe I screwed up by going too hard and all that. Maybe I should have been so modest. I'll take the punishment. I'll take an L. You could throw stones at my fucking head. I don't care. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. And now I'm going to be in bed angrier than I've ever been while sleeping. Worst of all, of course, I've got to do my stuff. I've got to do the college football taping and all that. I've got things to do. I've got to rake leaves tomorrow afternoon because I might as well. If you can only look at me with pity, and don't pity me, don't pity anyone. I've kept this facial hair for the Blue Jays playoff run. Usually I just chop off the mustache and, I keep the beard. But I will stream tomorrow night, I promise. And I will be drinking a Monster instead of beer. Maybe I should not have drank the beer. There's so many what ifs and so many L's I have to take. I'm screwed. Well, anyway, that's my 15-minute rant. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.